Brings that same style of offense to the Seattle Seahawks.
There's Walker, first down inside the 10, the 5, to the end zone.
Happy birthday, Kenneth Walker. Now I gotta sing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenneth Walker. And touchdown. Happy birthday to you. What a dominant victory by the Seattle Seahawks, and felt like a real breath of fresh air considering that they'd lost 3 in a row. Now, before I express my thoughts on this game, here is a word from our sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. And to those that use my SeatGeek promo code RoofTopSports, thank you very much for using that promo code, and also take advantage of it for the Seahawks-Bills game. Now the Seahawks game itself. So they went into Atlanta, and must I say I was a little bit nervous because offensive line is pretty decent. Bijan Robinson is definitely a great running back. Kirk Cousins. So definitely was nervous, and some parts of the defense for the Seahawks was a little bit shorthanded. But nonetheless, Seahawks actually came out to play. Although that their first drive was kind of stalled to settle for a field goal for Jason Myers, Seahawks actually did pretty well. Now, for the first half, I was a little bit nervous because they did jump out to a 10-0 lead, but there were some drives where they should have done just a little bit more. And then throughout that first half, I saw that Bijan Robinson was just running all over the Seahawks. And he was running for 100 yards in that first half, if I remember. Like, there were times where it looked like he was going to lose yardage and the defense figured it out. But either way, he still somehow got at least 5 or something yards, if not more. So I thought this was going to be a close game. And I was thinking for the Falcons, why don't they just give the ball to Bijan the entire time? And they might actually have a chance to win this game. You don't even have to pass the ball. But then there was a point where Seahawks actually did stop the Falcons' offensive drive at one point. It was a 4th and 3, and I thought that they were going to go for it on 4th down because why not trust the running back? But then somehow they just punted it away, and that's what led to probably my favorite drive in the entire first half, or even the entire game. So Geno Smith was driving it, and I thought that they were just going to go for the field goal. He had suffered a sack, and I thought they were just going to go for that field goal. And luckily, because they had a timeout, there was no 10-second runoff because, he wasn't sacked. There was going to be an intentional grounding call, which there was. And had there been no more timeout, there would have been a 10-second runoff, which didn't happen because of the timeout. And then at the end of the half, Geno Smith made this amazing pass to DK Metcalf for the touchdown. And that's what made it 17-7. And that was I think that was a really good momentum for the Seahawks because in the second half, the Falcons were going to get the ball back. They were. And Falcons were kind of inching closer to the Seahawks. But then after that, the Seahawks scored 17 points, and 10 of those in the fourth quarter were unanswered. And the defense actually stepped up. They were able to neutralize Bijan Robinson to very limited yards. And they forced a turnover, 3 turnovers. It was a fumble recovery and 2 interceptions. And Geno Smith himself, he actually did pretty well and steady. And the offensive line actually held up too. And how many sacks? Only 1 sack today. And Kirk Cousins was sacked actually 3 times. So seems like the offensive line actually did better than the Falcons. And I must say, credit to Geno Smith, and as much as I am the Geno Smith doubter, I'll give him this one that he actually had a fantastic game. He was able to make great use out of DK Metcalf. Noah Fant with 4 solid receptions, and they were very impactful. And Kenneth Walker, must I say, happy birthday to him. He got 2 touchdowns out of it, a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. So he was able to contribute effectively for the Seahawks because We all wanted to see the Seahawks run the ball a little bit more. Kenneth Walker at least got 14 carries this time, not as much as I would have liked, but hey, 14, and then when you combine the rest of the running backs with Zach Charbonnet, that makes it 22 carries. So you know what? Considering Ryan Grubb is a pass-happy offensive coordinator, you know what? I will actually take it, so I will not complain one bit about it. So that was good. I really liked that. And overall, great defensive performance in the second half to the point that Michael Penix was forced to play, and he did make a completion. Now for the stats, as I must go real quickly on the stats because I don't want to bore you guys to death with just numbers. Geno Smith, 207 with an 18 of 28, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once, rating of 110.3. Kenneth Walker, 14 carries, 69 yards, a touchdown, along with his 2 receptions for 24 yards and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 4 receptions for 99 and a touchdown. Noah Fant, 4 for 65. So both of them did pretty well. And Geno Smith actually ran 15 yards, not as much as I would have liked to, but hey, he's trying to be that pocket passer. As for the Falcons, Kirk Cousins, 24 of 35, 232 yards, but 2 critical interceptions. Now, granted, the last one was pretty much just a throwaway at that point, but the other 2 turnovers were huge because that's what killed the momentum for anything of the Falcons. Bijan Robinson, 21 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. He did pretty well, at least until the second half, and then he just got absolutely neutralized. He was backed up with Tyler, the other running back, number 25, 36 yards on 5 carries. He actually, on average, did better than Bijan Robinson, but with less carries, but he still made himself useful. And as for the receivers, the only effective ones were Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Now, Kirk Cousins does distribute the ball very well, but Kyle Pitts and Drake London were the ones that were pretty much carrying the horses. But overall, Seahawks with a great dominating victory as they were able to do it in the second half. It's like a breath of fresh air. I will actually consider this as a good victory, not one of those things where I say, well, they played the Dolphins, they played the Patriots, well, they played a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, but this time they actually played a possible contender under Kirk Cousins. So I'll say hats off to the Seahawks on this one, and next week they'll be playing against the Buffalo Bills. So that'll be a tough challenge because how are the Bills doing? At least this week, 5-2 in the AFC East right now, so they are a good team, so that will not be easy, but at least the Seahawks will be home, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. And then they got to get ready for that 49ers game. No, actually the Rams game. They'll have a bye week, and then they'll have to go at San Francisco and hopefully get a revenge game on that. But that's going to be it. That's going to do it. Bottom line, Kenneth Walker had 2 critical touchdowns. Geno Smith was steady. Defense stepped up in the second half. That's all I can say. Great dominating victory. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching this post-game show. And hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification. And go Hawks.